Hello everyone, Joel A. Erickson and Brandon Marcello here. We're going to take a look at Mississippi State's defense because, and this is going to be a mini rant for me, nobody ever pays attention to the defense.
Especially not really here at Auburn.
It's true. If you watch TV, no one ever says anything about the defense.
That's true.
Anyway, Mississippi State's got a pretty good one, especially against the run. They've struggled against the pass. Two players to highlight that stick out to me in that front seven. One is Benardrick McKinney. A lot of people think he's the best inside linebacker prospect in next year's draft. That's saying something. And then the other one is the defensive end in Preston Smith, who's got 2 interceptions this year, and not necessarily on those freak plays. Like, he's dropping into coverage. They're doing some stuff. They've got some athletic guys up there.
Yeah, Preston Smith, I don't know how many of you watched the UAB game that they played, but he was dropping back in coverage. A ball came his way, and he threw up one hand, grabbed it, and then ran it back for a touchdown. Real athletic guy. Mississippi State, what they've done, and Melvin Smith will tell you this because he coached there at Mississippi State, is that they've always tried to recruit long, rangy guys at every single position. Corner, safety.
McKinney's like 6'5",
and
right?
McKinney's huge. I remember when he got there on campus, they were already talking about him being a guy that's going to be an all-SEC guy. He just needed some development. Boy, is he showing up. That defensive line, I think it's one of the best in the SEC. I need to see more games. Just want more of the other teams to kind of fairly grade them, but they just disrupt things. And that's why you saw this past week against Texas A&M, the 3 interceptions by Kenny Hill to Richie Brown, their linebacker. He was highly recruited out of Long Beach, Mississippi, as I recall. He didn't necessarily make great plays to get the interception, but he was in the right spot. And a lot of that had to do with that defensive line. Their front seven, including those linebackers, are very, very stout.
One thing to watch on their defense, their secondary's had issues.
Yeah.
I think their profile on defense sort of fits, I guess, Missouri last year, just in terms of their statistical profile, where they're pretty good against the run, have given up a lot of passing yards.
Gave up 400 plus to UAB and 300 plus to A&M with, by the way, as we counted earlier, 11 drops Texas A&M had. Otherwise, they probably had a 500-yard game.
UAB made some big plays in the passing game, too.
Absolutely.
So the front seven is clearly the strength. Secondary may have some issues. McKinney and Smith, if you're looking for the 2 stars on that defense, the big, shining, bright stars, those are the 2 guys. Beniquez Brown, one of the other linebackers, very, very good. Some Auburn fans may remember him. He was in the mix for that first recruiting class.
Chris Jones, who's their 5-star guy that they thought was going to be the best lineman they had. Preston Smith's kind of come out of to take that role, but Chris Jones is a big guy, disruptive guy. They've got 2 guys there that could easily be in the NFL here in the next couple of years, and then obviously Benardrick McKinney, a linebacker, he's a future pro.
Anyway, we tell you how Auburn's going to attack that, but Auburn's not giving that away. Gus was asked in a couple different ways today how they're going to attack that. And he basically said they're athletic, they're fundamental, they're big and strong, which doesn't tell you anything. And, I mean, with good reason. He's not going to be like, well, we want to do this. Anyway, but
Auburn, last season, it was their worst game rushing on the ground against Mississippi State. And now they've got 9 defensive players coming back. Going to be very difficult to crack that egg. Of course, crack that egg. What am I doing?
Egg bowl.
Egg bowl. Hey.
Sort of a reference.
Yeah, but you wonder how much of that last season, the struggles, was Mississippi State, and how much of it was that Auburn hadn't quite moved to the zone read and was doing things they were doing in the LSU game, and of course going forward. So much different offense than last season.
Great matchups in this game. Great things to watch at just about every spot on the field. We'll have a lot more the rest of this week at AL.com before we head over in the general direction of Mississippi.